Hey, g'day. My name's Ariane, and I'm currently in Peru studying shamanism and the plants of the Amazon with my shaman, Mataira, who is a goddess of a woman. And I will link you to her things just in the below here. So today I wanted to talk about getting my IUD out in Peru and what that means for me, what it means for you, and how we can all sort of be on this journey together, because it's something I'm feeling really connected to at the moment, and I want to share with you and the world. And I think that something that I'm learning can help you evolve, because all I've been doing for the last week is researching on YouTube, watching podcasts and looking online for information about what other girls are going through, because I have no freaking idea. I'm on this thing too, on this big ball spinning around and around, and I'm trying to make the best choices for myself and the best choices for the greater community and the best choice for the planet, for the world, because these are things that I really deeply care about and feel connected about. And I'm starting a chat series called My Moon Diaries. So this is episode number 1. And I'll tell you what, I was freaking terrified yesterday. I don't think I've been that scared for a long time. Getting it out in I couldn't even speak Spanish for starters. So like there's other factors that it was scary enough to get this procedure happening yesterday. But just what it freaking means to me, and how that feels, and it's kind of hard to talk about it. But I was there wanting to escape myself, feeling that way where I just want to exit this, get me out. And, my hands, put them on my heart, it was just racing, And I never allow myself to feel that, even to feel that kind of nervousness. And I didn't actually realize that I have these kind of feelings, that I feel nervousness, that I feel anxiety, that I feel scared, because I'm so tough. I'm such a tough chick, and I've been through these things that make me feel like I don't feel nervous. It's not true at all. We all feel these things, and it's in the feeling of them that is the strength. It's in the feeling of them. It's in the breathing through them that the real strength is, instead of denying them and running from them and doing things that make you feel something else, something satisfying, take you away from the scary, the voice in your head that says, get me the frig out of here, crazy lady. Yeah, so even though I had a bit more ice cream or whatever yesterday than I intended to, a bit more sugar, I got through it, and it's not so shameful. And that is the first step for me, is getting rid of the shame that I carry, the shame of being a woman, the shame of having a period, the shame of feeling, of being sensitive. And I've actually been on contraception since I was 13 years old, because I felt so afraid of my period. I felt so dirty with my period. And I just didn't want to be a woman. I wanted to be a boy, because I thought, well, far out, their life is so much easier. And yeah, I'm just going to be really open and honest on here. So I hope we can hold space for each other. That my healing allows yours also. But yeah, a lot of it stems from, my father and my childhood, and the fact that he was such a religious Muslim man, and he was a sheikh in the mosque, which is, the religious priest in the Islamic community. And he was really strict on me from about 5 years old, but by the time I was 13 and started having periods, things really changed. Because at that age, a woman is expected to be wearing a hijab, is expected to be sort of staying in the home, not really going out much. And for me, growing up in the West, I'm educated, I want to exercise, I want to be in sporting teams, really interested in drama and music, and really felt so connected to the world I was living in, and it was so different to the world that he wanted to create for me. And I have the most incredible mother, and she's always been so supportive, and I really love her wholeheartedly. I know everybody says, well, most have a beautiful mother, but mine's really an angel. Thanks. I just love her. Yeah, so she created me into this beautiful power woman, and just so honored to have been her daughter and to be her daughter and to be in her life, because she's just marvelous. But yeah, the shame of me becoming a woman meant that I was so afraid of having my period, because during that time the woman isn't meant to pray, and yeah, it's really seen as dirty, and I really felt that. And I started to get my period more regular than what was normal, and every 2 weeks I would be bleeding and it would be becoming quite heavy. And I'd have to tell my dad, look, Dad, I can't pray, I've got my period again. And he would think I was lying, and he would think that I didn't want to be a Muslim girl, and he would think that, you know, I was just such a dirty thing, you know, lying about bleeding. And yeah, it's pretty hard to talk about it, but I feel so necessary for this message and this story to be out there, because periods are really complicated, and being a woman is not easy because of these things. And yeah, from that age I started to disconnect, and every time I saw blood I'd think, oh my God, not again, you know. I'd have to tell my dad I can't pray, I can't, you know, fast in Ramadan, I can't, you know, there must be something wrong with me, and now I won't stop bleeding. And I started to feel really sick, I started to feel really anemic. We went to so many doctors, and I think a lot of that was really built up anxiety about me disconnecting from my womanhood and just trying to get away from, you know, the woman that he wanted me to be. And it's really hard for a lot of girls out there without sort of strong female bonds, that how could they get through this? And my mother wasn't who she is, I don't know how any of us would have gotten through any of it. So yeah, so today I decided it is day one of me period coming on periods. And yeah, I'm pretty nervous. Even today I woke up and I just don't know how to face this, and I guess it's just letting go of what that used to mean to me and sort of becoming a new person now, and realizing I don't need all that other conditioning, and all the things I was told I am is not true anymore. And it's not true for you either. You make your decisions based on what you want, and you make your decisions based on who you are and what serves your highest good. And if somebody's going to tell you otherwise, then they're not suited for you and your journey. And it's different from being a child to becoming an adult. And now that I'm 27 years old, I can make decisions for myself, and I make decisions that I make in love of myself and who I am. And the other thing I wanted to touch on really quickly is the fact that I'm calling on a little friend to help me on my journey. And her name is Bobbin Sana. This little guy. So Bobbin Sana is a plant that's native to the Amazon region, especially where I am here in Peru. And it's been used traditionally by the Shipibo people as a huge tool in their shamanic journeys, or as they call themselves, curanderos. And so this is a plant teacher, or a master plant, or a maestro. And so these plant teachers help us to open our heart space and connect more into the spiritual world. And Bobbin Sana works mainly in the dream state. So I'm looking forward to having a tea at nighttime and then seeing the messages that I receive from the plant. But it's also really, really beautiful in terms of healing. And it works really deeply with things like grief and loss. And it's been a huge support to so many people in this region. And in the wider world, you know, many people come to Peru and learn from these plants as well, which is really cool. Traditionally, they also use it for treatment of things such as arthritis, uterine cancer, edema. They can bathe in it, use it as a purifier, and drink it to purify the blood as well. So I'm just really looking forward to taking that journey in itself. And that'll be a whole nother episode of my shamanic journey diaries, so stay tuned for that one. But just closing off today with the Moon Diaries, episode 1. Thank you so much for listening, and I really appreciate it. Namaste. May you have a beautiful day. Thank you.